Go ahead.
Well, my name is Kurt, and I derp petite derp. Oh, won't you come and derp with me?
Oh, hello. Welcome to Derp with Kerp. With me, respected astronaut and judge, Kerp Mebsker. And what a great derp today I got. I got Aaron from the Scientology channel that I enjoy watching. He came on the show, and not only that, he was helping me with a touching video that I wanted to play because I couldn't play it. So, Mark, bring Aaron in. Aaron, thank you for being on the Derp with Kerp.
Absolutely my pleasure, Kurt.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying this is one of the best run podcasts they've ever seen, and also one of the best interviews I've ever seen. I've been reading all your comments; they're great. I know I'm getting your note about interrupting people more, and I'm working on it. But just bear with me. Aaron, is your last name Bustamante? Is that a joke?
For the purposes of this video, we're going to say that.
Oh,
it is.
Nice. Yeah, I like to use the name Bustamante as much as possible. I think great name, Aaron. Okay. Well, first, because I just found out Dick Cheney died. I don't know if you had heard the news of that. The vice president of the United States. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have that video ready.
You thought he couldn't die. Yeah. So there's so Joe Biden put up former President Joe Biden, and we're still waiting for Trump's touching tribute to Dick Cheney. But I couldn't get it to play, but Aaron can get it to play. Let's just play that real quick to start this off right.
All right, let's see.
My fellow geraniums, today we lost Chick Changri, not Chick Chimney. What is it? The guy, he's dead. His daughter is fat. No one likes her. Come on, man. I'm serious. That is not a joke. Anyway, he was a great 9/11 guy and face shooter.
Well, that's wonderful that he came out of the woodwork to give that tribute to Dick Cheney. People like to rejoice in other people's deaths, and I'm not one of those guys. I think it's nice to say, we'll miss you, Dick Cheney. One of the best. You ever get to meet Dick Cheney?
Never met the guy.
Never had the pleasure, but you have met David Miscavige, who is like, if you had to pick like the top 10 of awesome people you've heard of, where would you put Dick Cheney? David
He's probably, probably more controversial.
Isn't by the way, and those of you who don't know that, what's your channel called? SPTV, is that right? Like Suppressive Person TV?
SPTV is sort of a brand, but the name of the channel is Growing Up in Scientology.
Oh, yeah, SPTV is a good brand too. And and I was watching your show, and you had such an interesting one about sitting in on the Tom Cruise spinach can sessions. And he was not, because everybody thought he was gay. Remember that was the big thing, and he sued somebody, which really made him look extra gay. Like
Right.
They must be hitting close to something. Like people could spread all kind of thing that I'm gay or whatever. Like I don't think it would stick, and even if it did, I probably get more tail, honestly. So it's very suspicious to react that way. And but it was earlier, like I don't know what year that was. Like the 90s. Were you there when the gay rumors were flying about the cruise?
Oh, sure. But you know what's funny is those rumors were never about him in like in Scientology. There were never rumors about that. But like in Scientology, it's pretty much an accepted fact that John Travolta is gay.
Yeah, well, I thought that was very interesting, and that's why I'm like, I bet Tom Cruise is not gay, because you would think there'd be gossip within Scientology, especially for a guy that's that into Scientology. I went to a church. I know how gossipy it is,
Oh, yeah. Scientology is real gossipy. And, Scientology is very anti-gay. And so the fact that Tom is such good friends with David Miscavige, I don't think Miscavige would be friends with Tom if Tom was gay. Like, it's one of the reasons Miscavige very much looks down on John Travolta and is not close with John Travolta at all.
So he won't even be, because is John Travolta not doing his best ethically to not be? How do they term it? He's ethics out on his gayness.
He just really likes dudes. And not, But did you know, like, that's why John Travolta's never been allowed to do all of Scientology's secret levels, is because he'd rather, keep, living as a gay guy secretly, but living that way, than put it on the shelf for a few years and do Scientology's levels. So I give him credit for being true to himself, but then again, I don't give him credit because he won't leave Scientology.
Well, because they've otherwise we'll figure out that he's gay. Otherwise, they have to.
I know people might start thinking that about him.
He's pulled it off so well where no one thinks he's gay. Why would he risk it, Aaron?
Yeah.
But okay. So I understand Miscavige and the people higher up, and the way I understand it is it sounds very much like Scientology set up like a typical mystery school type thing where you move up the ladder, and so would general people in Scientology be thinking that about John Travolta, or just like you'd have to be higher up to think, oh, he's gay? I mean, he's one of us and he's famous, but he's gay. Like that wouldn't be across the whole church, would it?
It wouldn't be across the whole church, no. But the thing is, like, he just doesn't actually really try to hide it that much. He doesn't flaunt it, but it's not like some state secret. So,
right.
Like, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm sure you know who Mike Rinder was. He's passed
away.
I'm sure you know who Mike
Rinder passed away, really?
Yeah. But in Mike's book, he tells a story of being flown to England to brief John Travolta in advance of one of his red carpet events, because John Sweeney, journalist, was probably going to ambush John and ask him some questions about David Miscavige beating people up, right? And so Mike Rinder, a high-level Scientology executive, flies to the Ritz-Carlton, London, whatever, the Four Seasons, and he's in John Travolta's room at night to brief him about this. And, John's male masseuse kisses him on the mouth and heads off to the bedroom and says, and Travolta's like, I'll be in as soon as I'm done. Well,
that doesn't prove anything.
That doesn't prove anything. But even in front of a Scientology executive, John wasn't trying to hide it. He just doesn't flaunt it publicly. Well, unless it's at a gym sauna at 4:00 in the morning in Pinellas County or something. But
does he but I mean, do you think that's just a factor of, hey, I gave you fuckers a lot of my money, so shut the fuck up about it? Or is it you think he had it out with some? I know if I was laying down the kind of bread, especially you text me that thing of and it's long been known they don't have the numbers they say they have, but now it's got to be down for something you say it's down 50% like that now. I mean, it must be even more than that.
I'm the one saying it's down 50% based on my calculations.
Wow, dude.
They're not admitting anything. They still say they have 10 million members. The real number is 26,000.
That's I mean, I guess if you just go for whales mostly, but how many whales do they have left?
I know they're running out of money. They have really hit a point where they've ground to a complete halt.
Well, now USAID is done, I'm sure.
Say it again.
Now that USAID is done, I'm sure they're not getting as much of the government funding. There's a lot of if you go on Twitter right now, who was telling? Oh, Rogan was telling. So, but he got it from somebody else. I don't remember who it might, or maybe it was Ben's. I don't know. But there's Twitter. There's nothing. I know people went to Blue Sky and shit, but if you go on Twitter now, there is nothing but hardcore Zionist fucking Tucker Carlson's a psychopath tweets. Whereas before you would have some variety in the tweets, but now we don't have like a major competitor in the dead internet tweeting business. The paid shilling, they're gone. The USAID section is gone. So now all that's left, you know what I mean? Like it really is amazing. And you're like, every time I open up my Twitter, I go, what is this shit? It's only one topic of people being like, what do you have, Israel derangement syndrome? I didn't. I'm not sure
Scientology's bots were getting any of that USAID money. There's still like the same 12 of them that there's always been operating Scientology's front group accounts, sending all the hate tweets about the ex-Scientologists.
Yeah, well, here's what I want to know, because this is the main reason I wanted to ask you on the show, is because you're talking about that vault that you not even Sea Org goes inside of. And now, am I wrong? And maybe I've been spreading misinformation. But is that not far from the Zorro Ranch and also a Mormon thing? Am I wrong about that?
I don't know what the Zorro Ranch is.
Epstein's fucking house in New Mexico, up this not far from both.
Oh, it
Scientology.
might be in Trementina. I don't know where the Zorro Ranch is, but Scientology has like 5. And by the way, they're all in the US. They didn't even get smart enough to put them in other continents. There's like 5
This
or
is New
6
Atlantis.
secret underground and buried in the mountain vaults.
Mhm.
And Shelley works at the vault location in Twin Peaks, California.
So is she more important than David Miscavige, basically?
No.
And he no.
No,
So it's not like
no
a
one's
thing.
more
Yeah.
important than David Miscavige.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So in that vault, why would but Shelley can look in it. Does she can look in the vault? What do you mean? Like she works the vault, but she's not as important as David Miscavige and Seawork don't. Maybe I don't understand the rankings.
No, totally. I'll explain it. So the vaults, what's inside the vaults is not a secret. The location of the vaults is secret.
What is the inside the vaults?
So what Scientology did is they took every policy letter, bulletin, book, lecture that LRH ever made, and they put that information on material that cannot be destroyed in the event of a nuclear holocaust. So they like etched every page of every book into steel plates, and they put the lectures on like nickel and gold discs and shit like this. And they created these custom record players that you could play in the event of a civilization having to rebuild itself. It's basically just taking L. Ron Hubbard's works and storing them in a medium that if civilization were to wipe itself out, that when civilization rebuilds, they can find the vaults and follow the instructions to bring Scientology back.
So like Nimrod after the flood in the biblical narrative, you could try to recreate before the well, I was thinking about that because let's say the whole everything gets destroyed or whatever, and there's only a few survivors left, and then in 100 years they find the L. Ron Hubbard vault. Can you imagine? That would refound all of everything with the greatest system of living ever thought of by man. And Xenu shit would be I mean, is that in the vault Xenu, or did they decide to edit that out for?
No, the secret levels have to be there too.
Yeah.
But could you imagine, you're sitting around a campfire, everyone's like, eating the freshly caught meat that they're smoking, and they're like, can we bust out that L. Ron Hubbard lecture on beingness? We want to fire up that amazing lecture again.
This is the classic, because L. Ron Hubbard followed the same structure they all got to follow. You got a priest class, you got a chief class. The priests are breeding the kings or whatever, the chiefs. The priest is the one channeling them. Everybody else is a dumb peasant that does what they're told. So no, there'd be one priest who figures it out, or some kind of shaman or something. I imagine like a shaman primitively teaching me, much like the great film Battlefield Earth. I don't know if you saw this movie Battlefield Earth. It's pretty good.
Oh, we all had to see it.
I think they find the Scientology vault in that movie, and they learn to fly fighter jets.
In 5 minutes, they learn how to fly fighter jets that have been sitting there for 1,000 years, unfueled and unmaintained.
They're probably using brain chips, or something where you could get all the knowledge of man. That's how you win, with knowledge.
Yeah. Now hold on, but you were asking me earlier, like, okay, if the location of these vaults are super secret and Shelley knows the location, then is she more senior to David Miscavige? So that like David Miscavige, anyway, people who've heard these crazy Scientology stories of people being locked in a prison by David Miscavige, that occurred on the secret international management base in Gilman Hot Springs, California. Okay. There in Scientology, the only people who know the location of that base are the people who've actually worked there. So in Scientology, though, that's probably a couple thousand people.
Okay.
But the people on that base don't even know the location of the secret vault bases unless they've been there. And so the thing is, there's probably only hundreds of people in the Sea Org who know the location of the vault bases, but there's thousands of people who know the location of the international management base. Miscavige knows the location of all of them. And Shelley probably does too. But the other people who work at these vault bases, they don't know the locations of the other bases. Like, that's how secret it is in Scientology.
So to drill into a mountain, okay, like you're the government. I mean, how much money would that have cost? Especially back then, whenever they did that. They didn't do that recently, right? That had to be when? The 80s? Or when did
it started like 30 years ago. I mean, we're talking tens and tens of millions of dollars. I'm just surprised. It's not a huge vault. It's not a huge vault.
Oh, okay. It's not
like one of these underground massive government bunkers.
Okay, because that's what I'm imagining. Based on the name, the names are so fun and grandiose. I'm imagining it's a dumb's base.
If you took like a handful of semi-trailers. Like maybe it's 2 or 3 semi-trailers long, and it's maybe big enough to maybe fit one semi-trailer in there. And it's relatively small. I mean, remember, it's only L. Ron Hubbard's written works, which, you know, you could fit into a small room, and his lectures and stuff. But then they build these giant houses on top of the entrance to the vault.
Mhm.
And then they, once the vault is done, once the vault is filled, they basically just leave 2 or 3 high-level Sea Org members behind to be caretakers for the property and for the vault. And that's why it made sense to send Shelley to one of these bases, is because it's a very important Sea Org position. It's a very high-level senior confidential position, but it doesn't require you to do anything, and a lot of people won't know you're there. So that's why Shelley was sent to that, because David Miscavige didn't want to see her anymore. He didn't like her anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So my what I thought was he was locking up Shelley in the vault, and then they can deal with it in the future.
No. Shelley's not a prisoner at the base. She was in trouble back when she got in trouble, but she has not been in trouble for a long time. She
He
goes
got
around
over
town.
it.
She goes to the movies. She goes to the chiropractor. She goes to the salon. She goes to the restaurant.
Mhm.
I've got
But she's not leaving Scientology.
She's not leaving Scientology. Miscavige will never. She will never leave Scientology. I mean, you know, like Shelley Miscavige believes that L. Ron Hubbard is coming back to take over Scientology, that he's going to reincarnate and come back in a new body and take over Scientology again. And she believes in Scientology. She believes in L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard practically raised her. I mean, she started working for him personally since she was like 12 years old.
Oh my goodness, that's like your handler dying.
Yeah, I mean, Shelley knew L. Ron Hubbard better than David Miscavige knew L. Ron Hubbard.
Right. Now, David Miscavige, he's just the guy that put the pillow on L. Ron's head at the end. I don't know the story. He just, like young Caligula, fucking helped his father, but his uncle passed on.
You know, I don't know how much of the story you already know, but like David Miscavige didn't even see or talk to L. Ron Hubbard for the last 6 years of his life. But there was 2 other high-level Sea Org members named Pat and Annie Broker who were actually the ones.
I do know that from your channel, that part. Yeah. And because that's why I'm getting that from, is like it was such like Game of Thrones skullduggery at the end.
It was.
And what an ambitious little fucker that was, huh? And
it was. And when L. Ron Hubbard died, it was Pat and Annie Broker who were actually supposed to oversee the transition of power. And it was never supposed to be one person to take over control of Scientology. It was supposed to be like multiple committees of high-level Sea Org members.
Oh, it's amazing watching that you could see religion develop like in its phases and like up close, and you don't have to like read an account of it. Like that's like I wasn't there, but that up close to see that at the end when the guy, because think of like the dedication. You think that L. Ron Hubbard's coming back. I mean, holy Xenus, that is wild. So to have that kind of grip on people, and you think you're gonna die and pass it how you want, but all these other jackals are up there like, I'm gonna take it too. Maybe they believe in you too, but they're still like half a fucking shyster, and the biggest one wins.
No, but listen, thinking that L. Ron Hubbard would come back would be like the easiest thing for a Scientologist to believe, because they believe we all come back after our body dies.
Right.
What they would actually have to explain is why L. Ron Hubbard wouldn't come back.
Because you were bad.
Well, no, but here's the thing. The only people who were told L. Ron Hubbard was coming back were some of the people who worked at Scientology's secret management base. Everyone else was told that he was going off to another planet to start Scientology there called Target 2.
What planet?
He didn't say.
Oh, man, there's so many planets, though. How am I supposed to figure this out?
But probably one of the planets in the Galactic Confederacy that Xenu was in charge of.
Oh, he's fighting Xeno across the universe.
Well, Xenu's locked up in some sort of an electronic, eternal battery-powered prison in the Himalayas. Don't think about it too deeply, Kurt. Don't think about it too deeply.
I don't have to. You could hear the syncretism in it. All he did was do an overlay of other religions. The thing that I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if I texted you or not, but so in like OTO, which he was in, or Golden Dawn, I think. I've Golden Dawn or OTO. Your final class project is to invent a religion. That's your final thesis, your final initiation. Yeah, really? Oh, yes. That's how you achieve apotheosis, which the great L. Ron Hubbard certainly did all of that, didn't he? And so that's a very old system that has been going on for a while. They never used. Now I had Chris Knowles on, and this was news to me. That mystery school shit, that they never called it that back in like Egypt. That's Madame Blavatsky started calling it that. But that's what Hubbard's doing. He's doing. It's like Freemasonry shit, right? You got to go up the bridge, Jacob's ladder.
So was OTO Aleister Crowley?
Yeah, that's right. And hubby and fucking what's his name?
John Parsons,
who was just trying to get the dick of Osiris or whoever back to whatever fucking Egypt shit.
So do you know L. Ron Hubbard didn't even hold that stuff back from Scientologists? Like he told them all about that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, what did you say? Aleister took over OTO and started oh, I know that, Mark. I'm a huge dedicated guy to Aleister Crowley. I don't know if I mentioned that to you. And John, really
Jack Parsons or John Parsons? Who was the
Jack Parsons, the Rocket Man, and they did the Babylon working, Hubbard and him, and Crowley was like, "You're a couple of assholes." Crowley, meanwhile, is he absolutely worked for MI5. He called himself what's his name? Not Churchill's kick dog. He called himself MI6's kicked dog at the end because he was. All these people that practice this shit, like the real thing, they don't end up in a good position. The people in power who use them do.
Do you know how Scientologists explain all that and how L. Ron Hubbard explained all that? So
I'd like to hear it.
Okay, good. Because people wonder, like, do Scientologists know that L. Ron Hubbard was into black magic, or do Scientologists know that L. Ron Hubbard wrote?
Inside.
What's that?
He fought against them from the inside. He knows they're dangerous.
Yeah. He actually does in various places say different things, but sometimes he said he was working on secret intelligence missions for the government.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that I forgot all about until you said it.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about
that. And
to
infiltrate and figure out what was really going on. But on a spiritual level, Scientologists don't believe in God, the devil, Jesus, or black magic. They believe in spirits and thetans, and thetans are Scientology's word for spirit, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Just
like
so they
fucking OTO.
But they believe that any crazy spiritual or what's the other word I'm looking for? Anything out of this world. What's the word I'm looking for?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yes, paranormal. Anything supernatural, anything paranormal, any black magic. That's just thetans being troublemakers. That's just thetans having fun playing games.
I don't think they're. I always call it Nigerian prince scam. When people think they're talking to something, and maybe you are talking to something, but why would you assume it's telling you? Even if you were, why would you assume? Look, the web internet is like just use it as an analogy for how, you know what I mean? Like if there are other theory? Well, just non-human intelligences, which Hal Puthoff, the great Scientologist, has talked about. Hal Puthoff, the UFO guys, is a Scientologist. The Satanists don't believe in Satan. They worship themselves. It's about becoming a god. Clear is what you become. You probably get the Christ secretion that what's his name talks about. Jim Carrey. Did you ever see him talk about that?
No.
Here, listen, fine. It's so insane, dude. And I'm watching this, and people think I'm making it up when I tell them, and I'm not. It's Jim Carrey with Norm Macdonald and Adam, and I know Adam very well, and I bring it up to him. He does not remember this, but on the show, I guarantee you, he was freaked out.
I think I've seen this clip. Now that you mentioned it, I think I've seen this clip.
Yeah,
because I definitely remember watching Jim and Norm and Adam, and they did a whole thing. I think I've only seen clips of it. I don't think I've seen the whole.
I can't find their old one.
Oh,
is this it? The Sacred Secret of Santa Claus? Yeah, this is it. Hold on. Okay, now, and you'll hear him bring up fucking 33. Let me just pause the great words of Dr. Carey real quick. So he's going to say like,
this one's a little.
There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. There is a substance or liquid that comes from your medulla. This substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is the Christ coming down into human form. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to.
So we following this so far? You just got to hold your fucking... hold your jizz in all day, and then it will go back to heaven because that's what Christ is.
Is that what he's saying? If you don't ejaculate, you'll get enlightenment?
Well, I don't know if you know the secrets of alchemy and what have you, but that's the stuff that Jack Parsons and certainly L. Ron Hubbard were up to. It's always sex magic because it's procreative and nothing can enter.
Isn't it crazy though that Scientology never turned into a sex cult? That's the one thing that
not even for
that's
Hubbard.
One thing it never turned into.
I hadn't even thought that, and it's a really interesting thing you're saying.
Even when L. Ron Hubbard had all those young fucking kids working for him on the ship, the only thing I still know many of those people who personally worked with him as children on the ship. There's only one story of one young girl, and when I say young girl, I mean teenage, saying that L. Ron Hubbard tried to kiss her one time. And don't get me wrong, that's disgusting. But that
he was a ginger.
Literally,
yeah, he was a ginger.
But you see my point here is that as
that's bizarre.
That's the only story anyone's ever told of him doing anything.
That's shocking.
I know it's shocking. It is shocking.
I'm actually I was not prepared to hear that. Is Scientology the true religion? Should I go there and check it out? Because I've never heard of such a thing.
Promo code SPTV, 20% off your first $1 million donated. Okay.
Nice. Oh man. Well, you gotta spend money to make money, Aaron, as you know. And that is weird. I never even you don't really hear stuff about him. I mean, you just hear about a lot of vicious beatings from Dave Miscavige. But
you don't even hear about L. Ron Hubbard beating people up. L. Ron Hubbard created the whole damn thing, but Miscavige is the one out there beating everyone's ass.
Yeah, well, boy, there's some. Listen, that's just like a thing that I always look at it this way. When they infiltrated the IRS, which is imagine doing that.
I know
there is no way after you pull something like that off that every intel fucking group, and we have 20, we have a crazy amount of them. I mean, ones you never heard of. Someone's going to want to study how the fuck you did that. And they ain't going to stop looking at you forever. If you think of people like Eric Snowden has to live in Russia for telling us a thing he should have told us. Yeah. Anybody that doesn't think that, not Eric, Edward. I keep saying Eric. Not Edward. He's a traitor. But Eric's a good guy. No, Edward Snowden. Okay. If you tell somebody something important they need to hear, such as your government, both your government and Jesus have been watching you jerk off this whole time, which is something that you should be notified about, right? And there's morons, and that's how you know how heavy mind controlled of a country this is that there are still imbeciles that don't think Snowden was a hero. It's like, don't tell me my boyfriend's cheating on me, bitch. You're trying to ruin our relationship. That's how fucked in the head they are. And that's a lot of people, okay?
Yeah.
So imagine infiltrating the IRS. I wouldn't even say a bad word about him. God bless everybody that works there. And you infiltrated. I think you'd draw some interest because they want to know one. Oh, and that guy, John, I know he was friends with Jolly West, but he has interesting information. John, the skinny British guy that looks like kind of a pumpkin head, John something.
I don't think I'm going to know his name.
Oh, you must have heard of him. John Ack.
ATAC?
Yes. John
ATAC. Yeah. No, I know John ATAC. I've had him on my channel a few times.
Yeah, a lot of and he talks about that thing with Crowley.
He just wrote a whole book about Scientologists and the Nazis. I'm gonna do an interview with him.
Yeah, see, now this is the part that's weird because I've been told that he was friends with Jolly West and says he's a good man. There's no way that's possible that Jolly West was a good man. That's an MK Ultra guy. The Nazis are how we got MK Ultra. The Scientology, and when he talks about this shit with that connection, that's when I'm like, hold on. But go look up J.R. Sweet, dude. I tell everybody, look, MormonMonarch.org, because J.R. Sweet, this is when I first heard the story. I was like, this is bizarre. He said his mom or maybe his grandmother would have to fly out to the Sea Org to update Tom Cruise's programming. Yeah, because, he's a MK Monarch slave like many of the actors are, many of the sports people. MK Monarch's a thing. It's been disclosed. I'm not like throwing out a conspiracy. The NSA archives, you can go get the link by name, not like I'm just Monarch. They admit they did Monarch. That is out there. It came out in 2024. I didn't know it, even though I'm way into that. I didn't even know because they buried it in a million other bullshit things that waste everyone's time. But now that we know that's a real thing they admit they have done called MK Monarch, that should cover everything that you talk about anything. John Travolta's gayness. I don't care what it is. Okay. Space aliens. You better go look at Monarch first, because that Nazi and connection early on after the war, that's where they created these networks of networks. And what's good about him is, like Jim Jones, when they pop off or do something, you could just pretend you didn't know nothing about it.
I'll have to look up MK Monarch. But you know what? I hear people talk about Jolly West all the time, and I got to tell you, I actually have no idea who he is.
Okay, so MK Ultra is famous because he would tell the story of he killed an elephant with LSD. It's very hard to kill anything with LSD, by the way.
Okay.
So I don't know what the hell he did to that elephant, but I mean, you got to be a sick fuck to do some shit like that, man. Just to anything. That's crazy as shit.
Yeah.
But we needed to know what we could do. LSD is not that good of a mind control drug. It's not.
What the reason I put my name up here is Aaron Bustamante, is because I wanted to talk with you about this idea that Scientology is a CIA operation. That was the first comment you ever left on my video.
Okay, so look, the way a cutout works is you're not, especially, these are not creative people that work in the government. They want to, when they see innovation. So let's say you made an engine that ran on water or whatever the fuck, right? They're going to show up at your house and be like, hey, what is this? Or you found a way to store data that no one has thought of. You better believe someone's going to come. If you did invent that, someone's coming to your door, because that's national security out of the gate. Okay. So if you invented some tech, and I know they love calling it tech over there, don't they, at Scientology? And it is tech. And John Atack said, there's a Chinese word that it means brainwashing. L. Ron Hubbard bragged he had the most effective brainwashing, more effective than a Chinaman, as he put. And so the reason that's important is that's during the great mind control race, as much like every other arms race. So
actually, what L. Ron Hubbard said was that Dianetics was the only thing that could undo brainwashing, which is why the Soviets were trying to steal it, but that it could also be reversed. And as Black Dianetics, it could instill programming and make like a Manchurian Candidate.
He called it Black Dianetics.
He called it Black Dianetics.
It's unreal. So he's literally just taking the occult, washing out all the spooky terms of it, right? And the same Atlanta, even that thing was Xenu, as goofy as that sounds, it's just Atlantis again. The Mormons, it's just Atlantis. Tartaria, that's stupid. It's just Atlantis. You're just saying. I'm not saying there's a town in Romania called Tartaria, by the way. There's a thing, but it's not the thing that you see in stupid half-wit conspiracy shit. It's a grain of truth that you make into a psyop every single time. It's always the same story. Atlantis. And if you're an occultist, that's a big deal to you. That stupid fucking Atlantis. I hate it so much. Oh my God, do I hate Atlantis? Is anybody here from Atlantis? Get off my channel. Fuck you. So anyway,
so how would
Atack said?
So you're saying there's a difference between being a cutout and being a CIA run operation?
Well, a cutout, I only learned this term a couple years, maybe a little more than a year ago, from John Kiriakou. From Aaron Mate, excuse me. But if you ever see John Kiriakou from the CIA, who got in trouble for revealing that we torture people, I was talking to him about all this stuff. I'm surprised, because I would think people put a lot of this together before I did, but maybe I'm just saying crazy things. I don't know. But I saw John Atack talking about how exactly he said Black Dianetics and this and that. And so after the Korean War, now at the time when I saw John Atack say this, I didn't know what I know now. So he said they had captured some American GIs after the Korean War that we didn't win. By the way, everybody, it's been a draw for I don't know how many years. We haven't won a war in 80 years. They didn't want to come back. They defected. And that's when they realized the North Koreans were using mind control. Now, how John puts it in that video, he goes, well, really, they just, beat them and tortured them, and then they'll say what you want, and whatever. But it got sold as mind control to the government. But there's a big part of that story that's important to know. And I don't know if it's in that book that Atack recommended, but I'm going to guess it's not, but I could be wrong about unless we get Manchurian Candidate and all that shit from. The reason they didn't, I'm sure they got beat up and whatever, but the reason they defected, in their words, the Jez, was because the United States was using biological weapons on the Koreans. And I found out later what those were is some kind of insects that they infected with something, like a Lyme's disease kind of tick, like they made here. Oh, they made all of it they did, but they did it in North Korea. And so the Americans, after being beaten and tortured, then confronted with the illegal post-World War II bio warfare. They said we don't want to come back. So I hear this left out of the story when people talk about it in this context, right? Of course, they must have been mind controlled because America would never make a bioweapon. That would be illegal. So they must be under control. So what I think is America was working on the mind control way the fuck before North Korea. And the reason I think that is because America, through paperclip, saved a bunch of fucking Nazis and brought them here for their valuable Nazi fucking knowledge of rockets, the Jack Parsons thing, and mind control, the L. Ron Hubbard thing. So I don't see how these things can't be connected. Now, the cutout part is, yeah, you're not going to have a Mormon dark left path. They have a left-hand path in Mormons. Do you know that? Insane. It's called the left-hand path.
Left-hand path?
Yeah, let me simplify it.
I don't know much about what the Mormons believe, to be honest.
Oh, no Mormon would say that's a thing in Mormonism, but you'd have to be in the inner circle to know it's a thing. Okay, much like knowing where the vaults are for L. Ron Hubby. You have to be in the inner circle because the way mystery schools are set up, you pay money, you get invested, you get whatever blackmail. I know Scientology's bad for, you tell your secrets, but you ever hear of the Catholic Church that has 2,000 years? How many years of important secrets you think they got? Confidential secrets.
Yeah. So you keep using this word. Did you say a mystery trap?
School, mystery. No, well, that's
mystery school.
That's a better word for it. Mystery trap. That's better.
Well, no, in Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard uses a word, and he says this is part of Scientology sales techniques. He says you have to use a mystery sandwich. He says you have to feed him a mystery sandwich.
Okay, Mark, the title of this one is Mystery Sandwich because that's amazing. I have never.
And he actually says, do not answer people's questions about Scientology. If you answer their questions, they'll leave. Instead, give them a mystery sandwich and sell them something.
That's he's smarter than I give him credit for, man. He really is, because that's like the Egyptian ancient. That's what all these magic things are. The main thing is not even doing Harry Potter shit. The main thing is controlling your perception of reality. That's it. And if I do control it, then guess what? It is real. So it's the same as, a mystery sandwich.
Like Hubbard was smart enough to create a system where he could control people's realities. I mean, imagine you have this entire subject, Scientology, which is sort of predicated on giving you the ability to leave your body at will. And that's supposed to be one of the main things Scientology gives you. And you have these people giving millions and tens of millions of dollars for the last 75 years to do this. Not a single person has ever achieved it, but many of them will tell you they have. And then in private, you try to get them to explain it to you. And it's very clear they're just making it up, and they're just convincing themselves that they've done this, because everyone's basically just lying to each other all the time. And no one's the first one to admit that they're just lying is going to be ostracized. So it is a system to control people's realities.
Yeah, that's magic, man. And so here's what I think is the big, so you see how it's just psychological. It's really just natural. It's not even supernatural. But here's the thing. Here's the question. This is what I lean towards, but I'm not saying it's real. I think if I chain enough computers together in a peer-to-peer server of that, 10,000, Scientology doesn't have enough for high magic rituals now because they only got 10,000 people. The power of shifting reality is chaining all these processors up, because in a peer-to-peer server, you're all projecting the game reality, right? Like if you play some online game. So if I get all the people all focused on a thing, and that's why when you see religions where you can't look at other stuff, it's because your attention is making it real. Just like how Adam's not there to look at it almost. That's why they're obsessed with that shit. And I get you all focused on it, then it is real. So if you just lie like a motherfucker, okay, and you get enough people to lie with you, you've achieved what's called a high magic ritual. That's what you achieved. And
that's what David Miscavige does 6 times a year to all Scientologists in the world. He has convinced them that an organization that has only 26,000 people in the entire world is the fastest growing religious movement on earth, and that every year its expansion accelerates exponentially. He actually has convinced these people there's 15 million Scientologists in the world. Now, if there was 15 million Scientologists in the world, there would be over 70,000 members at every Scientology organization. There's less than 100. And somehow he's managed to convince these people of this lie that they should all be smart enough to see
I'm dumb
right
at
in front of their
math,
faces is a lie.
Listen, I was always good at writing and reading. I'm dyscalculia or some shit it's called, with math, where numbers you're not good with it. I'm that. So those kind of, you can throw numbers. Once the number's over a certain thing to me with something like that, I mean, not money. I know there's between million and 10,000, but I mean with something like that, I'm not that into myself. It's all gibberish. That's like there's a wilderness of the mind. What Mark Windows, who I had on last time, and he talks about, and this is their term, not my term, not Scientology. I mean, there's a thing called the wilderness of the mind, but Mystery Sandwich is like better, man. If you like, how much time you got in the day to worry about anything? One, things that are painful are going to take up too much of it, and then you don't want to think about things that are boring or painful. So me counting how many Scientologists are, I don't want to do that. So there's a valuable piece of data that I might just throw away, right? That's what everybody does. These people are counting on all the people that do these kind of tricks, and that's advertisers. That's just Edward Bernays shit. He's a dark Dianeticist, that motherfucker.
Black Dianeticist.
He's a black. I don't feel comfortable with the racial implication. He's a Dianeticist of color, if you catch my drift. You don't want that. Like the thing of being able to control someone that utterly, just from what I know so far from post World War II and the fear of the commie, the same people that made the commies created the Nazis. It's gain of function research down the line. They call it the dialectic if you're a nerd that studied fucking Hegel. I hate philosophy too. I'm a real simpleton.
L. Ron Hubbard talks about dialectic materialism in some of his policy letters. He just
that is because that's one of the big innovations is taking this supernatural talk, and turning it into dry academic talk, right? And because there is a definite point you could where they transition from like where alchemy is like one of the sciences, which I think is the science of drinking your pee. I don't really get it. But suddenly that wasn't good enough no more. Now we just want to talk. Now we just want to look at plants.
I thought alchemy was trying to turn lead into gold.
Yes, the lead. Did you not hear Jim Carrey? Do I need to play it for you? You see, Christ secretes down from here. He dies in my balls. What are you not getting about this? You need an ethics exam, Aaron. Your ethics are out because you don't get what I'm saying.
Oh my god!
I got to learn how to use it. I love the "you're out" ethics because as soon as I started hearing,
"you're out" ethics, I almost never hear anyone even jokingly use that correctly.
Well, it's the same as like wokey talk or whatever. I mean, I'm not, that psyop's done, guys. Woke died on October 7th. I don't know how you didn't figure this out. There's a corpse of woke. It's not a thing now. It's not, and it never really was. If we're being honest. I never heard any I live around all kind of black people for many years. I never heard nobody say the term woke one time. I know Erykah Badu tweeted it once, but she's a fucking witch, so calm down. And I know dudes in dashikis and whatever that other black people fucking laugh at might have said it. Like overly into jazz kind of dude, which I like. Okay, I'm a big fan of Hoteps, actually. There's this guy from a Hotep channel I want to get on so bad. Big fan of Hoteps. Should have listened to a lot of Hoteps I dismissed. But it wasn't a thing. Everything's a goddamn psyop, and they didn't call it woke. They called it social justice, and they had all these terms to use that were like, I never heard of this. And I had just got done watching documentaries about what Scientology does without ethics. Those things stick in the back of my head, and then I watch somebody else do the same goddamn thing. And we're supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, these techniques are really tried and true.
You've got to bring back, you've got to bring out ethics into the mainstream. Now, it's not your without ethics. It's your out ethics.
What does that mean? Don't tell me. I want it to be a mystery sandwich.
It means you're breaking the rules. You're being unethical. You're out ethic. You're being bad.
Oh,
you need to go to ethics. Report to ethics. You're out ethics.
That is a real challenge. I really am glad you're on, so I could give a lot more credit to L. Ron Hubbard, because it is so challenging to instill in people some moral smugness like that doesn't involve a deity. It's very hard. That's really innovative to be like, yeah, me, just some fat jerk off who's sci-fi. I mean, they're okay at best. It's not like Harlan Ellison started a cult, it's me. Fucking Ginger McJerk.
I actually had not considered that. It's true. He managed to
I didn't
create.
consider it till you came on and told me that other shit, dude.
Yeah, he managed to create this system of morality without there being any higher power upon which the system
That's the great
relies for
work.
its authority.
That's the great work. I believe the Crowley great work, that all these jerk offs that talk about the great work. Now, some people talk about it and they don't mean something bad. Okay. And
but here's the trick. Here's the trick he played. He convinced all Scientologists that Scientology is not a faith while getting them all to worship him without thinking that's what they were doing.
Dude, it's honestly, I would put that achievement on his. This is why he had achieved apotheosis. That's what these fuckers all want. Not since Constantine merged early Jesus wayists, the Christians, with his military Freemason myth. The Mithra shit is some Persian thing that they brought in, and that's the whole military's in it, much like these weird frats that were interested in Scientology in America. And Constantine successfully appropriated Christianity because they were afraid of it, because it was populist, without being mystical about it. How did that spread around? You'll see people who are like, well, Caesar's Messiah. And they go, well, Caesar invented it. And you seen, no, shit don't work top down, motherfucker, like you guys want to pretend. It doesn't. So something that spreads that quickly, that didn't come from no fucking Caesar. I'll bet you I know what it came from. The dissatisfaction with Caesar. That'll make something spread because you're fucking dissatisfied with your lot, much like how America's crumbling in front of our eyes now. And so then that's an emergency. It spreads the anger, right? And somebody says a couple of right things, dude. You could chain together a whole bunch of these PCs. And so the actual term, Mark Windows taught me, is called the mysterious force. I can't remember the author. He wrote all about the founding of Freemasonry. It was Herod Agrippa III. I had never heard this before. Herod Agrippa III. It was basically anti-Christian, and the reason was, forget about any of the the supernatural lore of it. This is a populist movement. What do rich fucking elites hate? Oh, they hate populism. Even now, the people that took over MAGA, which is like, you know, the Sean Hannity fucking Prager wing of cuckoo Zionists, they're like, you see how they flipped it from how it was before the election to now? It used to be Trump is with you at home. I'm with you. Trump said that. But all of a sudden, he starts doing none of the shit he's supposed to do. And now it's like, are you still loyal? No, motherfucker, I would never loyal. You're supposed to work for me, fuckface. But you see how they flipped it? That's a technique that works in politics and religion. Like, you get me religious about something that's not religious. I mean, that's the holy grail of money making right there, dude. How do I get you?
A really good point. It started out with, I'm with you, and then it's become, are you with me? Yeah.
It's I'm with her. Trump is, well, it's the Hillary thing now they're doing.
Right.
Now, I don't know how, I'm not that bright to see it. I don't understand why I see it, and a bunch of people don't see it. I don't think it has nothing to do with smarts. I think it's got to do with if the little razzle-dazzle thing. First, I need your attention directed here to do my sleight of hand. So, you know, everybody's got their own, right?
Okay, but let me ask you this. Don't you think, I guess I need to figure out whether I'm going to make this a statement or a question, but it seems to me that there are some people that are just naturally good at controlling and manipulating people. And I don't know that they were trained to do it. I don't know that it's part of some greater program. Like L. Ron Hubbard,
the mysterious force, dude,
with this gift.
The mysterious force, and like it's almost like Mojo, you know. He just had yeah, I know, dude. You meet like I met a bunch of I mean, I'm sure you met celebrities at Scientology, and I don't know if the ones you met. Like now, I imagine once you're intimately close with a lot of people, the shine wears off pretty quickly. But you know, I remember when I met what's her name? She had a reality show, which is like a Britney Spears contemporary. What's her fucking name? And she was with Nick Lachey from
Jessica Simpson.
So she was at the cellar one night when she was hooking up with John Mayer. John Mayer used to hang out at the cellar. And Jessica Simpson, who I never was like I have crushes on people I see on TV person, but I remember meeting her at the table, and there was something about her that was so like, and John Mayer got in trouble for this in a Playboy interview. He called her sexual napalm. He's a good songwriter, that guy. That's exactly the feeling. You got this intent. She wasn't like inappropriately flirting. You know, some chicks might be wrong how they're trying to, you know what I mean? Like throw it at you. She wasn't. Naturally And when you, as soon as you sense it, you're like, wow, that is intense. And I've sensed off people that weren't famous or whatever. They just give off a thing. It's probably a pheromone combined with their voice tone is good. It's a lot of things got to come together probably, but it's a thing. And I'm sure it has been studied by much smarter people than me. And it's used. I suspect it's why the politicians keep getting hotter. So the actors are getting uglier, but the politicians are getting hotter. What the fuck is happening? Is that because they're getting on one control mechanism is dying? So we got to move you on to the control mechanism where we take your Hollywood shit and we mingle it.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
but doesn't it seem to you, because this is how it seems to me, that it's almost like a self-selection process. People who somehow are born or created with this magical sort of brainwashing, hypnotizing charisma, they rise up to these levels where they're controlling masses of people and controlling their reality and almost using hypnotism. But
yes,
it's sort of the natural order of things. It wasn't like, I don't actually think L. Ron Hubbard was like trained by the CIA to do anything. I don't actually think Hubbard worked for intelligence personally. I don't actually believe that. I think
I would have not believed it until I heard that Crowley worked for intelligence. And then when I found out about MK Often and MK, all that goofy Himmler shit that he did in those castles with his spooky daggers that he got from the Michael Aquino, officer in good standing with the military, with our intelligence. Michael Aquino, from the Temple of Set, who's on Geraldo.
I don't know all about. I'm uninformed about all this.
Remember the Satanic Panic? How old are you?
I'm 45, but from 4 to 34, I was in Scientology.
Oh wow, that's like my girl was an alcoholic for a while, and she won't remember like whole blocks of. You probably don't know. So sorry, I didn't even think of it.
I mean, I used to have this throwaway line I would use in all my videos to be like, sorry guys, I don't know much. I grew up in a cult.
Well, okay, Jehovah's Witnesses is a pretty insulating thing to be in. But I was a Jehovah's Witness. But the guy who founded that, guess what he was?
You were a Jehovah's Witness?
Mm-hmm. I was a minister until I was like 21.
Wow.
Yeah, you get ordained. I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses can't serve in the military, because they're trying to be Christian. You can't.
It's not that the military won't let them, but the JWs won't let them.
No, I would have had to go to, and I wouldn't run to Canada if, let's say, they draft everybody. I would have just went to jail. That's what they tell you.
They tell Scientologists not to go to the military as well, even though Hubbard was in the Navy.
Yeah, well, I mean, when he talks about working with dark occultists, what do you think he's just talking about Crowley? He's talking about the fucking Navy too. All the people in the tippy top parts. And go read everybody who say they're a victim of mind control. I'm not telling you believe nothing, but read their books. Thanks for the memories. Bryce Taylor, Kathy O'Brien's, and Kathy O'Brien, I think she seems to have way too much faith that Trump is really doing that QAnon shit. And, I believe that lady's book 100%. I don't have no doubt. I've already seen everybody under the control of nonsense around me my entire life.
So here's the thing. One of the ways that Hubbard convinced Scientologists they were not being mind controlled is by convincing them that mind control was a real thing. But Dianetics
and I'm going to protect you.
But Dianetics was the antidote. And to this day, I'm not making this up. To this day, you could be a born and raised second generation, third generation Scientologist. You will at some point be interrogated to find out if you have been sent in by the CIA to infiltrate Scientology. Because L. Ron Hubbard was obsessed with pain, drug, hypnosis, PDHing. And he was obsessed with the idea that the government would get their hands on someone and PDH them. He called them implanting them to go in and disrupt Scientology, to destroy it.
No, he absolutely must have worked with somebody or was an asset, because that's like shit I've only learned about now after many years of not looking into it. The mind control thing, I don't know if people think mind control is like a comic book thing. It's not. It's the things you think are normal. They're not normal. They are normal. They've done it your whole life, but it's fucked up. It's not robot, matrix, sci-fi shit. Baseball, motherfucker. Not you. I don't know who I'm yelling at. Every show. Going off. Hold on.
But this is how important this PDH mind control stuff is in Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
Hubbard says that this is what the evil alien psychiatrists have done to us to keep us imprisoned on this planet. And that's why everyone has to get into Scientology, is to undo the brainwashing that wipes our memories in the between lives areas. Like, this is how important mind control and implanting is in Scientology.
Dude, I've heard that before and hadn't thought about it until just now. And it's so funny to get a little more data and then to have to compare new data to, because that's a guy that knows about inner workings of things. That's what that is. And you know why he knows? Because he was in the dark occult, or black Dianetics, as he renamed it. They love renaming shit. The Twilight language is NLP. There's a thing called Twilight language. And if you look it up on Wikipedia,
what does Twilight language mean, though? What does that mean?
it's from India. It's a Hindu thing, but it's basically just means programming a fucking
Do you know
person.
Scientologists aren't allowed to do NLP because it's weird. Scientology doesn't want you to do any other weird shit, and they think NLP is too similar to like brainwashing and shit.
Yeah, it's like that's why I would never teach a comedy class. We don't need new comedians. We need new audience. Do you understand? I'm trying to find this thing to show you because it's wild. It's okay. Let me see if I can find it. There's a video from Scientology. You might have already seen it or shown it. Actually, maybe I'm not showing you something that you would know. Where a guy's saying the deep state doesn't want you to read this book.
Oh my God. Okay. I haven't seen this. I have to see this.
Okay. Yeah. So here, wait. When I saw it, I go, what the fuck
is the book is the book Dianetics?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
This might be a deep fake video, Kurt.
Oh, well, that's even better. Because hold on, let me
it's a deep state deep fake.
Oh yeah, here it is. God damn it. I did too much. Okay, so let me just re-download it onto my thing. Come on, fucker. Yeah, it's shit, maybe it don't work. A guy named John Mappin.
Oh, I know John Mappin.
Yeah, it's a video of John Mappin saying it.
He's one of the craziest Scientologists, this guy.
And so it's a video of John Mappin. It must be dead, the link on it, but
he bought a castle and he calls it Camelot, and he did a video because they're making him house illegals in the castle and shit like this.
Oh, did you know that he's connected to the Charlie Kirk church, and the Charlie Kirk thing is connected to both Scientology, and it's creepy as hell.
I actually am about to do a video about some of the highest level Scientologists spreading information internally that Charlie Kirk got a private tour of the superpower building here in downtown Clearwater, was given a Scientology booklet about handling sources of suppression, and said Scientology saved his life. Now, to be honest, I think the Scientologists are lying about this, but this is what they're saying to each other.
Right. Well,
no. And one of the highest level Scientologists was on the board of Turning Points USA, Craig Jensen.
So so here's the cutout part to answer the question before that I just went off on a tangent and forgot about. That's the cutout part. You have a representative on the board in a thing that's not Scientology. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need legitimate things that legitimize us. Like when Scientology bought what is it? NA? Narcotics Anonymous?
No. They created Narcanon, not the same thing as Narcotics Anonymous.
Narcanon.
But do you remember Scientology took over the Cult Awareness Network? Remember that?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Sorry. So think of how smart that is to take over the thing. So if Scientology could figure that out, do you think?
Well, and then they created a human rights front group, Foundation for Human Rights and Youth for Human Rights.
Dude, those are intel.
Scientology is literally out there teaching anti-human trafficking classes at the same base where they're committing human trafficking.
So, okay, do you see the CIA in what you're saying? You see how CIA, what that is? Now, if I'm in the CIA and I know some jerk off that's dressed like an asshole with a fucking pipe who's jabbering about it, all I got to do, because who cares what I say? They don't got to do nothing to me. I'm some fucking loser. Now, if I stumble on something really bad, then something will happen to me. But I don't give a shit. Here's the thing. I know that I just need to fool a certain amount of people. In fact, if I was an unscrupulous individual, I could use Scientology as a model for just how bad it could get, where how far I could go and still control this amount of people, right? The CIA, their credibility to me is much worse than Scientology's, and Scientology's is not good. And so they're not going to be like, we're the CIA. They're going to have the State Department, for example. That just became the CIA's wing of overthrowing shit. But you can just scale this up and down metaphorically. I mean, if you think of squirrel busters and fucking, they try to get a private eye, try to ruin you. That's what America does to all these countries. They make so right now, Venezuela, we're going to, I guess, invade or something. I don't know how that's going to work, but the lie going on, if you were to watch, and I don't watch cable news because I can't take it. I'm on a news show. I could barely take that. They're saying they're blowing up fishing boats and saying that they were drug smugglers, and then showing.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay, you really need to show me the evidence with the blowing up the drug smugglers. I'm missing the part where you verified. They just make it like they don't even say we were sure they're drug smugglers. So it's not really. I don't understand why that's good propaganda, but I'm not their target demo. The target demo is people are going to be tricked by that, and a lot of smart people. Like I said, that the mystery sandwich. What a great term, man. That guy was a real genius. You know, I think
I got to see this John Mapp. I got to see this John Mappin video though.
Yeah, see if you can find it, dude. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not going to find it. I thought you were going to find it.
Because I got to pee real bad. So listen, I got to take a leak and answer some chats. And unless I didn't, oh no, my super chats aren't set up, so I don't got to give nothing. God damn it! What do I hate making money? I mean, I'm the worst. It's absolutely a nightmare on this show. Okay.
All right. Well, if you got to take a leak, what do you want me to do? You want me to respond to some of the comments and stuff?
Oh yeah, are you able to do that, Mark? Set it up. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. I got yeah.
I'm on StreamYard in the back. Oh no, I can. Oh okay. All right. Let's see. All right. You guys think Andrew Bustamante is going to watch this video? Because I actually a friend of mine gave me Andrew's info. I want to do a video with Andrew Bustamante about the ways in which what happened? There we go. The ways in which Scientology might be a Scientology cutout. I'm sorry, a CIA cutout, or the ways in which Scientology wouldn't. Because I've always thought that if Scientology was sort of a CIA type operation, they'd be doing better. They'd be doing better than they're otherwise doing. But I'd be interested to hear the arguments about no, that's what the CIA would want. They would want them to be struggling. Okay. I'm looking at some of the comments, guys. If you have any questions for me while Kurt is gone, go ahead and throw it up there and I'll try to answer. I saw someone earlier say, ask Aaron to explain the volcano stuff. So when you hear about Scientology, volcanoes, spirits, hydrogen bombs getting blown up and everything like that. Oh, so people are asking, who the hell are you? I'm Aaron. You can call me Aaron. Last name isn't really Bustamante. It's Aaron Smith-Levin. My YouTube channel is Growing Up in Scientology. I'm an ex-Scientologist. I have a channel that exposes Scientology. I protest Scientology every week in downtown Clearwater. I run a foundation called the SP TV Foundation that helps people who are escaping from Scientology. And I'm here today to talk smack about Scientology with Kurt. All right, Kurt's back, everybody. Kurt's back.
Oh, man. Is the earth flat? I just saw that comment when I got on. The answer is yes. You is fake, bro. Oh, Corn Pop. Well, Corn Pop, I had put your old mentor, Joe Biden, on earlier, so I don't see why you're yelling at me. I mean, come on. Yeah, dude, the quest to make someone religious without having a pesky God that trumps what I want. So I'm your God. Don't worry about an invisible thing. See, even let's say there's no God. There's still somebody above you on the secret clearance list or whatever, and that's a problem.
Well, can I tell you two quick anecdotes that for me, because when I say they convince Scientologists that they're not a faith, but they've managed to convince them to worship L. Ron Hubbard while convincing them they're not worshiping L. Ron Hubbard. I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean,
yeah,
4 to 34, I was in Scientology. And here's the two anecdotes. I am not kidding when I say in Scientology, there's a policy and a phrase. L. Ron Hubbard says, if you ever are in a situation, just ask yourself, what would Ron do? And so what would Ron do is a saying in Scientology.
What year did he wait? So how long before the Jesus bracelets? That's incredible.
Well, so this is what I mean. When I was never exposed to that, what would Jesus do? I heard what would Ron do first. And so when I first saw a bumper sticker that said, what would Jesus do? I was like, these guys stole our thing. I thought they stole our thing.
I bet they did, because I never heard what would Jesus do before. They did it. He came up with it first. They stole it. Because people made that. I mean, you think that's some real Christian? I know Jesus wasn't big on marketing. He wasn't big on making a buck. That's not his. If you think that, I don't know who you're talking about. It's not Jesus.
Yeah. Do we want to keep comments on the screen, or do we want to take those off?
Oh, you take them off.
I don't know how to.
What would you do, Mark Summers? I don't know if I keep seeing things that make me laugh.
Okay.
Yes, they sign up to sign up.
Second anecdote. So I did not actually, even after I was out of Scientology, even when I was out of Scientology, even after I already started my YouTube channel, all this stuff, I still didn't think we had worshipped L. Ron Hubbard until a local Baptist minister called the head of the Calvary Baptist Church down here, Willie Rice. He called a meeting of 200 of the Florida Baptist ministers to educate them on Scientology being a satanic movement. And he asked me and Mike Rinder to come to the meeting to help educate these ministers, these Baptist ministers, about Scientology. And it's the first time I'd ever been to a meeting of ministers.
That's
right?
wild, dude. Yeah.
And
I know the feel. Yeah.
When he was up there and he was quoting the Bible all the time is when I was like, they treat the fucking Bible the way we treat L. Ron Hubbard's policies.
Yeah.
And you would think that would have already been obvious to me.
No, you got to see.
But I had to see them.
Yep.
I had to see how they treated the book they worshipped to realize we were conditioned to worship L. Ron Hubbard while being told we weren't.
That's why you're supposed to not, Jehovah's Witnesses. Now I have friends that weren't Jehovah's Witnesses my whole life, but they really strongly made it like your real friends are in the organization. Those are your real friends. Like we called it worldly people. That's what we would call Gentiles or Goyim or what does Scientology call them out? Not
Wogs.
Or the classic British racist term for East Indians. Holy. Wogs, he really did not like Asians, that guy.
Kurt, listen. As Americans, we didn't know this was a racist word. But
why would I?
What the hell have the British Scientologists been thinking this whole time? All the British Scientologists and the Australian Scientologists are running around calling non-Scientologists wogs.
So they must have had to have a meeting where they go, this obviously doesn't mean that, but because they're not going to stop saying it. I mean, it's L. Ron Hubbard's words. So
we got to take these comments off the screen. It's driving me.
Yeah, it is. JW wants you to worship the governing body. Now, somebody said that. Definitely the governing body is like the high priest that you trust. They never, in practice, their authority was as good as probably coming from God. So there's probably something to that. But Charles Taze Russell, I can tell you for a fact, I never saw him portrayed as he's a prophet or a god or a Joseph Smith type figure, right? In fact, they seem kind of embarrassed by him. The light keeps getting brighter as we near end times is how they would talk about, because he had some peculiar beliefs. But I think the guy that took over for him was like a Miscavige. I think every religion's got some guy like Miscavige, that's like, look what you've built.
Were you born and raised? Were you born and raised in it, Kurt?
Oh, yes. And it's a real, if you're not born and raised in a thing, people can't understand it unless they were born and raised in it. You could get an idea of it from finding out other people's shit. And then just what you described, that's what I've done a million times. I'm like, oh, you're just doing it's just analogies, And
wait,
I think you're not supposed to do that.
In the JWs, are you guys getting your own planets, or is that the Mormons?
That's Mormons. But that's also, keep in mind, that's more like astrological than sci-fi, even though if you'll notice the good guy aliens in the alien lore, the official, people saw this, like your Nordics from Pleiades and shit. They're white and winsome, the way Joseph Smith described the good people, they're all the same race. That's why I get Jason George Bronny on here, because he said something I think is a really good insight, which is how come they're in the stories of these Nordics, their clothes never change, and their architecture is timeless. Like that's like a 5-dimensional civilization. Assume this is in lore. Maybe it's all bullshit. But also they're all the same. I would add that they're all the same race. So you're millions of years ahead of us, and you look like us, but without any black people.
Huh.
Are you sure you're Nordic? You sound German.
So Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology managed to sidestep any of the racial stuff by saying we're all 62 trillion year old beings that are just trapped here on planet Earth, and the bodies don't mean anything.
It's a nice transhuman sentiment that is being followed to this day by very important people. Yeah, we're going to be put in better bodies. Dude, Peter Thiel said it. He goes, I don't want you to transform a woman. I want you to be a spider robot or some crazy shit. or a shapeless blob. There, dude, transhumanism. I'll tell you something really fucking creepy. That's what Nimrod was in the cults that still worship him, which is what the Freemasons are at the end of the day. The guy who was going to get revenge on God for the flood in the stories, and when I heard that, now I hadn't, apocryphal books of the Bible, they're apocryphal. They're like, to me, that means fan fiction. But, I don't know now. I'm not in the thing I was, but that's how we view those. Okay. They didn't remove books from the Bible to hide it, or you see like this dumb shit. Why did they take out Enoch from they didn't take anything out. Bible means library. Okay. It's just not in that library. So anyway, Nimrod's story is he became something. Wait, what is it? He was and is not, but will be again, is what people that worship him think. And he's Apollo and a bunch of other things. And he became the first transhuman in some way. And they call it a Gibborim or a Gibborim. It's like a Nephilim, but Nephilims died in the flood. And somebody found, this isn't the story. Somebody found the lost tablets of L. Ron Hubbard. Okay. Think of the L. Ron Hubbard thing you told me. There's a disaster.
There you go.
Okay. The pillars in a Masonic tracing board, it's called. There's two pillars, Joaquin and Boaz. Those are two pillars. One was designed to survive a flood. One was designed to survive fire, and it has all the information of how to rebuild if there's a cataclysm, just like what Elrond's prepared for.
Wow.
Okay, and supposedly one of Noah's offspring, they all live 8,000 whatever years. His offspring found it, and they started rebuilding, and they learned how to enhance themselves to be more transhuman themselves, and then Nimrod became something that's not a man or a god and can't die like a normal person. So imagine you just have to be stuck in the same thing forever. Creepy as shit. All these freaks that are doing this, like L. Ron Hubbard, if his goal worked out, that's what he is now. Something that's can't die but isn't alive, and what, like, dude, it's heavy. And
yeah, well, Scientologists, one of their main goal in doing enough Scientology in this lifetime, as they would say, is to get to a level of spiritual awareness and ability that they can skip the between lives implant stations run by the alien psychiatrists who implant us, and just come back and pick up a new body and just live an enlightened and aware lifetime again with the full memory of your past lives and retaining the abilities that you gained from Scientology. So almost like what you're saying, like you can't die.
A lich, Punchy McTaint. That's exactly right. A lich. And it's very Alice Bailey. It's very theosophy. All new agey kind of shit. All you got to do, because what's amazing is when you start looking into all this, it's not terribly original. The only reason I just don't want to be bored. That's my nightmare. And that's why it seems like a real hell to me what Nimrod must have done to himself, because it must be so boring forever. And I hate being bored. I just want to hear something new that I ain't heard before. I used to think I hated learning because I'd be so bored. And, we went to I don't know how much Scientology you did all week, but so Joe witnesses 3 meetings a week, and then a weekend you knock on doors. And that's like moderate, not even hardcore Jehovah's Witness. And I would be so bored, I would just read the Bible over and over again. I mean, I imagine being there, you're like 9 and you're reading the Bible out of boredom. I mean, what am I, from 1804? But that's how it was. And what I don't like is being indoctrinated. I like to hear, you can tell me some horse shit, I don't care, but I want to hear something I haven't heard yet. And if I haven't heard it yet, just naturally, I think brains just do this. I don't think I have a special talent. My brain's going to compare it to other shit I heard to see if it's new or not. And then I'm going to notice just how you described with those pastors, like, hey, this is just this.
Well, I feel so left out sometimes because I spent 30 years in a cult and I don't know shit about the Bible because Scientologists don't read or believe in the Bible. And you have all these other cults that are at least Christian based, and they at least have some, deep knowledge and understanding of this book that they can talk to other people about. But all I know is Scientology.
Well, that's another amazing achievement of L. Ron Hubbard, because so much of society, especially in the West, is based on, I'm not saying like you have to follow the Bible or anything. I'm just saying the culture that we have is certainly the literary tradition, even the people that hate, like, people that are against it. They're still, Aleister Crowley, for a guy that wants to be the 666 beast bullshit, whatever, you're still in the paradigm of the Bible with doing that. So it's like the prevailing architecture. And so you grew up in a completely different, like if you grew up in an igloo instead of a house, and like you grew up in a completely different architecture. That's what Masons are. It's spiritual architecture, meaning the matrix around you. Okay. So the one built around you that you're born in is different than what I was built in, which was a little bit closer to, but still apart in a lot of ways, because no voting or joining the military, or we didn't do the holidays people do because they were all pagan. There's a lot of like setting you apart and a lot of pride taken in being set apart, you know? Like we're not like them people.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of elitism.
Yeah, and I like it. That feeling to this day, I still like it, even though I'm not in it. I was like, I don't do, you know, like I could bash another person's faith like very easily, like I was still in it, you know, like especially when Catholics run their mouth at me. Oh my God, you dirty peasant, baloney dicked uncircumcised fucks! Don't ever bring your dirty popery around me.
If you have your StreamYard in front of you, I can tell you how to turn off these comments.
Oh, really?
On the screen.
Mark, take chat. Oh, it's on the screen for everyone to see here. I probably could just do that. Can I? No? Did it stop?
No, it's still there. On the left side of StreamYard, there should be the part where it says like style or formatting or media or something. And then there should just be a checkbox. Because people on YouTube can still see the live chat on YouTube, but someone checked the box when you went to the bathroom. Someone checked the box that puts the live chat on the screen.
It feels like Mark should be able to switch this or something.
Is he still watching?
Yeah. Mark, can you fix this?
That's right. We'll keep going.
I don't like it one bit. Somebody goes, it's okay. The Bible is gay, but it's a great book of spells. What? Yeah, they. I think that sums up Aleister Crowley pretty well. What he said, the Bible's gay, but it's a great book of spells. Yeah. Anyway, I liked the whole point of the Derp with Curb. By the way, is because my algorithm is wild to people. I think I just want to find. But anyway, I'll watch a lot of stuff and I'll be like, does this person know about this thing? And I'm dying to tell them it. That's the whole thing. So I do it live. Let's see. Have Izzy 2 Dope on. I feel like I know that name, but I don't remember why. Izzy 2 Dope. Nostards. Somebody said Gnostards. Yeah, Gnostic is I think Hubbard was doing some Gnostic shit too, because the thing of these clinging. Oh, you know what a Dybbuk is in like a Jew.
No, I've
Jewish
never heard
demon?
that word.
Like a Dybbuk box is where you trap a demon, and it's Dibbyuk. Dybbuk. It's a demon, but they teach you know what it means? It means a clinger. It clings to you. It's a dead
and
soul.
What's the word?
Clings. Dybbuk. It's one of the worst
stage 5 Dybbuk.
Yes. So guess what? That sounds like a body thetan to me. I don't see no difference between a body thetan and a Dybbuk. A clinger, isn't that what thetans do?
Yeah, they cling on.
They're passed on people whose souls cling on to you. And
stage 5 Dybbuks, I'm telling you. You get rid of your stage 5 Dybbuks on OT7.
Like my thetans, whatever's in me, used to like White Claws. And they're like, come on. And I can't get clear, Aaron.
Is that what you're drinking? White Claws?
Yeah, well, I don't want to be drunk. I'm like, I like to have like approximately 3 White Claws. I don't know why 3 is such a good number of that. 3 Claw Pod. That's exactly right. LF Lucifer. All right, I gotta wrap up because I gotta shoot News for Women with Chloe pretty soon. Do you ever see News for Women with a 4?
No, which is it on this channel or a different channel?
No, it's Chloe's channel, but she had it before. She was living in Austin, and it made me laugh. So I was like, let me produce it with you. It's on YouTube. News 4, number 4, women, and it's the news so that women can get it. Like women don't have time between all their naps and abortions to read the news. So she puts the news. She skims it for people. And we're doing a live show in New York next week at the Stand. Is going to be a good Chelsea lately. I'm gonna have Chloe on like a seat above everybody.
That's awesome.
And then
well, if you ever come down to the Tampa area, let me know.
I might be coming down soon. Actually,
Clearwater. I'm in Clearwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Danny Jones. So I'll probably be down there. Yeah, hit me up when I come down.
Oh, that's right. You just did Julian. You just did Julian Dory, right?
Fun one, dude. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Danny. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, let me know when you're in town. We gotta go hang out.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, man. It was pretty good talking to you. I actually, I would have never thought of the thing of it wasn't a sex cult, because there's a saying that all cults become sex cults, but it didn't, did it? So that saying's not true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a big mystery sandwich that just got demystified, I feel like. So, well, you're welcome, everyone. You just got derped.
Thanks for having me on, man.